Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free. It doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And we're stuck in an Eight of Swords. This is, we're stuck in a situation, we're stuck in a belief system that's limiting us. We are imagining there to be a lot more problems, right? We are overthinking something. We're overanalyzing something. This is the card of, what do they say, analysis paralysis, right? I feel like there are problems. There are things that need to be solved. But we maybe need a fresh perspective in order to get out of these problems, right? I think the way that we have been looking at things is part of the problem, right? I think we need that fresh perspective. Let's put this into some context. All right, let's see if maybe we have some kind of beliefs or assumptions about this situation, things that we are taking to be true that are not true. Let's see what we've got. Yeah, exactly that. Exactly confirms what I just said, Five of Swords. There are things that we believe about ourselves, about the world around us, that are keeping us trapped, okay? That are keeping us from seeing the way out of this current situation. There's the World Universe card. There's the Two of Pentacles, the card of change. This is change for the better. We want to improve our lives. We want things to get better and better and better, right? There's the the Eight of Wands. This is fire energy that is now free to be expressed in every way that it desires, right? In every way that is natural to it. Your light is able to now shine completely, 360 all around, right? We got the Six, and it feels good, right? This is the card of pleasure, of tranquility. This is how it's going to feel getting out of this troubled situation, right? This is how happy you're going to be. And I think right now you don't even realize that this wonderful, great happiness is just right in front of you. We have a Six of Swords. We have a Knight of Wands. We have the Eon or Judgment card. Yes, we do. And we've got the Art or Temperance card. Perfect. Because the Art or Temperance card, it really does, to me, relate to this whole kind of thing where it's almost like we're in this black and white thinking. We're in this kind of either or way of looking at things. And yeah, you're here in an Eight of Swords right now. You feel like you are bound and hoodwinked and you're in an impossible situation. Feels like we're stuck. And what the Art or Temperance card is showing is that this is not a permanent situation. This isn't it, you know? Sometimes we believe something, especially, you know, we get into these moods or these patterns of thought. And, you know, if you're having a bad day, right, or maybe worse, maybe we're suffering from a little bit of depression. I have a history of depression in my life. I'll be the first to admit that. It seems like it kind of runs in my family, to be honest with you. But when we're in those energies, it's very easy to think this is it. This is all that it will ever be. Is this suffering and this pain and what I'm experiencing right now. It will always be this Eight of Swords, that this is reality and nothing will ever be different, right? Very absolutist thinking. It's very, very either or very black and white thinking. And that's what the Art or Temperance card is trying to show us, that this is not a permanent state, that we may feel like this is the entire world right now, but it's not. And what we need to realize is that happiness is right here, is the next step for you. And right here, we don't realize how happy we will be and how happy we can be. A lot of this energy here is a fresh perspective. We need to have this creative outlet, I think, to change whatever this situation is. Now, if this is, well, I kind of feel like this is, I'm just looking around at these cards. I don't know if this has to do with a relationship. I feel like you kind of feel like stuck creatively. Now, I feel like you're working on something. I say creative like you're an artist, right? But maybe you're trying to build something, build a business, build an invention. You're trying to do something very unique and extraordinary. I feel like you're at a bit of an impasse. I feel like there's a blockage. I feel like there's something that you don't, something you haven't worked through yet. And it's making you doubt and question yourself. And so when we do that with the Five of Swords, we start to question what we're capable of. We start to establish these beliefs about ourselves and about the world, about what we're doing, that limit us. Oh, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm bad at this. This isn't going to work. I thought I knew what I was doing, but now I'm at this point where I'm confused. I don't have the answers. I'm not going to, this is terrible, this is awful, and it will always be terrible, and it will always be awful. That is an assumption. That is a belief about the world. It's an opinion. It's not a fact, right? And it's something that is limiting us. So we start to believe these things about ourselves. And I think that you're trying to, it's almost like you got writer's block, you know? It's kind of what it feels like. And maybe you're literally a writer. Maybe there is some sort of project that you're working on. And see, here we have that Eight of Wands at the top of the path of the dove. This is what we want. We want free-flowing, creative energy. In every direction, any direction that we choose, we want to have that diversity of our own creative energies, that we can shine our light through this prism and we can manifest all of the different colors of this rainbow, all of the different aspects of this creative thing. It really feels like a creative kind of writing thing here. I like that we've got the Eight of Swords and the Eight of Wands. This is a problem. This is creative problem solving. Okay. And whatever you are doing, we are in need of this change, a fresh perspective. We got to turn this around. We got to start looking from the top down or the bottom up. We got to flip things around and see different ways of doing things, different ways of thinking about it. We put too much limitation on ourselves. We establish these beliefs, again, these opinions about ourselves and about the world, and then we act based on those opinions. What you believe is what you're going to have. What you believe is what you will be. What you will experience, right? What you think is what you get. And we want the world. We have to open up our mind to the infinite possibilities here, okay? You've got to start thinking outside the box. You got to start thinking creatively, okay? Yes, it's very much easier said than done. I'm aware of that. The first thing I think really is to start with the positive affirmations. Okay, we gotta keep this card the right side up. We know that our thoughts affect our behaviors. Our thoughts affect our beliefs affect our behaviors affect our reality. Okay, so what we have to do is use the right words with ourselves, say the right things to ourselves, to our unconscious and to our soul, that will lead us through that chain of events to the reality that we want. Okay, so with this, let's do a language of flower. Let's do an affirmation card. And let's see what this might offer us and see how this might change our reality a little bit. And it's just a random card. This is just a little a deck of affirmation cards. It's called the Language of Flowers. It's very nice, very lovely. The geranium, virility. Shake it up a little. You've got this, right? Shake it up a little. You've got this. And just those simple words, you got this. Three little words. 3 single syllable words. You got this. That's a confidence building kind of aphorism or affirmation, right? And you can say that to yourself. I've got this. I've got this. Or I'm getting this, right? That I'm thinking outside the box, that I am pushing through this problem and I am working my way out of this tangle. This is an entanglement. Now, it might be for some of you a relationship thing. It might be a work thing, a creative thing. It could be really taking place in a lot of different areas. I feel What's the neck thing? I feel like there's a scarf or something around your neck, or there's something significant about a scarf or some sort of fabric on the neck area. I don't think it's a tie. It feels like it's a scarf. It's kind of fluffy. I don't know why Spirit's showing me that, but that's meant to connect with someone. Anyway, I also feel that someone, you got back from a trip, or someone came back into your life. Someone was, maybe they left for a business trip and they came back, but they came back and something's different. Yeah, I have this image of someone returning, kind of suitcase in hand, right? But things are not the same as they were. I don't know what exactly that's about. You'll have to excuse me when I hit the cough button here. I still have a chest cold that I'm dealing with. We've got this, right? You've got this. You've got to shake it up a little bit. And this is us shaking it up. This is us getting creative with our problem solving here. And it really does feel like there's some sort of a writer's block here, which I think we'll continue to call it the writer's block, but just know that it could be in any sort of creative activity where there's this mental component and you just can't seem to get this fire energy, this creative energy out and let it free, to manifest it. And back to the universe card here. This is beneath the surface. You have the certainty within you between the Eight of Wands and this universe card that if you can just figure out how to get the genie out of the lamp, right? And I say lamp because we've got these 6 lamps here. There's no limit to what you're going to accomplish. Okay. It's just this, it's like there's this certainty that you know that the world is yours. You know how great and significant your life will be and how this project, maybe you are working on a book. You know how great it's going to be if you could just figure out how to get out of this entanglement. Now, maybe this literally has to do with another person in your life kind of being entangled emotionally, or maybe it's a sort of a business entanglement. I don't know. That it's something that's really kind of affecting your heart. So it feels emotional. It feels there's some sort of entanglement there with someone. But there is this blockage of your creative energy. And if you could just release all of that creative energy, then there is nothing of which you're not capable. Okay? And this is the happiness that's just right in front of you. And it's in this situation, it's hard to realize. I mean, look at these cards. These cards are not fun even to look at, right? But that's the happiness that's waiting for you. But something does need to change. And maybe we need to disentangle ourselves from this relationship that we're in. Maybe we need to find different ways of expressing our creativity just to get those creative juices flowing. If you're, it's the reason why I guess Michael Jordan decided to play baseball, right? He just wanted to kind of he wanted to energize his basketball playing. So if I'm going to go do a different sport for a while. It's kind of, if you're a musician, if you play the drums or the guitar or something, switch instruments. Go do something, some other creative thing. Learn the piano. If you're a painter, try like sculpture or something, right? Something that's close but different in order to get those creative juices flowing again, all right? The 6 of Cups in your future, this prediction is essential because this is the happiness that you must realize and manifest. This is the tranquility. This is the really good day waiting for you. All right. We think of today as being this is the worst day and this energy is the worst and it's always going to be this way and there's no getting out of this and this is hopeless. And these beliefs are affecting your behaviors. Right. This is some earth energy here. This can be your behavior here, your choices. The choices reinforce the state we're in. The state we're in reinforces the choices we make, and we just stay here. We don't want to stay here. This is not fun. We've got to do something differently. We've got to shake it up a little bit. You've got this. You've got this. You've got tranquility. You've got really good days, right? We need to have some thoughts and some beliefs and some opinions about ourselves and about the world that are going to lead to the choices and behaviors that we want, not the ones that keep us kind of paralyzed. Yeah. I feel like recently you made a big change with your diet. Spirit's showing me that there's a change of your eating habits. And I think that's the right direction, right? Making positive choices, all right? But what was the reason for that change? Was that because you held a negative belief about yourself? Right? Now, that goes to show that not all beliefs are of equal value, you know? We can have negative beliefs and opinions about ourselves that lead to what seem like healthy choices, right? I believe that my body is not healthy, so I'm going to make healthier choices, right? Be careful with those, because those can go to extremes. And that's what we see with the Knight of Wands in this position, going to extremes, thinking, okay, my body, like for me, for instance, I'm always trying to be health conscious, and I'm always trying to, like, you know, eat healthier and get more exercise, you know? So I might hold a belief about myself that I'm unhealthy, okay? And that might lead me to make better choices. So in that sense, that belief it's a negative belief about myself that I am not healthy. And so I'm going to make choices to do better, right? But what if then I started really overdoing it? Extreme dieting, extreme exercises where I'm going to injure myself or do further harm to my body. That's what the Knight of Wands is cautioning us against. Any belief that we have is going to lead to behavior. Now, maybe those behaviors are desirable. If I believe I'm unhealthy, it's a negative belief, but it leads me to make desirable choices, eating more vegetables and fruit and going for a walk or something in the evening. That's wonderful. You know, that's the desired outcome. When it starts going to an extreme, that's when we have to realize, okay, I need to change my beliefs. I'm not unhealthy, but I can do better. You know, I need to make better choices, but, you know, we have to be aware of how our beliefs and opinions, especially about ourselves, affect how we act, affect the choices that we make. All right. Anyway, and then there are other ways of looking at that too. We have positive beliefs about ourselves where we say, I am the healthiest person I've ever been. I'm 100%, you know, in physical fitness. Well, then we're going to go to an extreme here where it just says, I can have some candy today because I'm in perfectly good health. And that's fine. That's the outcome that we want, is to have candy, right? Have sugar, have sweets. We could go to the extreme with that, and we could think, I am so healthy, I could eat sugar all day, every day, and be fine. I don't think that's how we actually say it to ourselves, but over time, that's what happens. You start with a little bit, it becomes more and more and more and more. We need temperance. That's why we've got art or temperance card. It's not all or nothing. We have to stop doing, letting those extremes kind of creep up on us, okay? Now, we're going to move to the path of the serpent. And as we do this, I'd like to ask for your subscription. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It doesn't cost anything. And it helps out the channel, and I appreciate that. We got a 6 of Swords. This is nice. This is us understanding that the beliefs that we carry about ourselves always need to be reharmonized. We got a 6 and a 6. Just like we had an 8 and an 8, now we've got a 6 and a 6. Life is always the struggle for harmony, the struggle for kind of homeostasis, right? We may achieve brief moments of homeostasis, but it doesn't last. In order for there to be progress, we have to fall out of sync and then back into sync. Out of phase, then back into phase. Right? Out of harmony, then back into harmony. So with the 6 of Swords, this is us finding the right balance between what we believe about ourselves and the behaviors and actions and outcomes that are resulting from that. And always being mindful of that and always being able to reharmonize. I see my behaviors and my choices and my outcomes aren't ideal. I need to reevaluate my beliefs and my principles and my opinions about myself and about the world so that I can be more in harmony with the outcome that I want, right? And that's what you're working on here. We're getting out of this tangle. We're reharmonizing. This is nice. This is a mental reprieve here. But be ready, because this is always going to we're always going to swing back this way a little bit. But we have to try to get into phase. And when we are in these 6s, our heart is feels blessed. We feel great. We feel good. Our thinking is clear and organized, and we're really in harmony with what we feel, with what we want. Our desired outcomes, our choices are all kind of, going in the desired direction, but it's going to swing back out of phase again at some point. We have to be ready for that. We don't want to go to extremes. Here is that Knight of Wands again in the position of the environment. Now the Eon card, Judgment card, rebirth, reawakening. This is a trial by fire. This is a future, right? This is a doorway to the future, and this is really this is the card that says you have a choice here. You can walk through this doorway to your best life, to your future, to this kind of breakthrough transcendence, to this outcome that you really want. Again, I think there's some sort of creative blockage, right? You can step through this doorway and free yourself of that creative blockage and get to this great success that you want, but what are you willing to sacrifice? Because when you walk through this door, a lot is going to be burned away from you. A lot is going to be burned off. Now, we think of sacrifice, we think of things being stripped away from us, and it's not a baptism by water like the Hanged Man. This is a baptism by fire, where you walk through this doorway and it's just going to scorch everything off of you that's not essential. It's not that kind of dissolving things in water that we see with the Hanged Man. This is just singeing it right off. What are we going to be okay with having singed off of us? I know that sounds morbid, right? Kind of gruesome. These are our beliefs and opinions, those things that we have crystallized in our own minds, in our own hearts, in our own realities, right? We have to be willing to shake it up a little bit. We have to be willing to let go of what we thought we knew about ourselves, those opinions and beliefs that we held about ourselves and about the world. We have to be willing to allow those to be just singed, right off, that they're not solid things. They're not facts, right? They're opinions. And we may have a lot of reasons why we hold that opinion, and it may be one that you hold on to really, really tightly, but going through this doorway, you're going to have to let go of a lot of those beliefs and opinions. And sometimes we think that's a bad thing or like a painful or harmful thing. But if we're letting go of things that are limiting us, this is freedom. This is lightening the load. This is really opening your heart. And there's a lightness that I'm feeling, right? Because we're not held down by these weights, by these anchors anymore. Yeah. I also feel like you do something with your hands. I don't know if this is maybe writing, but I guess typing maybe. But you do something with your hands, something that's physical in that way. Yeah. I don't know if it's building or sculpting, but it might be writing or drawing or something. You do something with your hands. Anyway, if we're letting go of things that are limiting us, well, that's a good thing. If we're sacrificing, if we're giving up, if we're relinquishing those things that are just holding us back, well then, that's an ace to me. I wonder if the mystery card's going to be an ace. We've got the Temperance card, of course. We know that's that's always the mixture. Everything that we believe about ourselves is kind of going into this pot of soup, and it all is going to really affect the flavor. Everything we put into it's going to affect the reality that we get, the outcome that we get. Okay, so we have to be really aware of what ingredients we're putting into the soup, which are our beliefs, our values, our thoughts, words, deeds, actions, all that stuff. I realize we never picked a mystery card. How dare I forget the mystery card? I got so wrapped up in all of this. Let's just pick one card now and see how it might confirm everything. Yeah. I was betting on an ace. I also kind of feel a fool here somewhere, So we'll just take this card right here. Well, it's fire. It's a Two of Wands. The Two of Wands, we're back with this fire, and a lot of fire energy here today, okay? And I feel like the fire is, and what is also interesting is, look, we have 8, 6, 6, 2, 2. So it's a lot of double. It's kind of like this, again, it's the fluctuation. We're alternating between problem and creative solution, right? And then between a harmonious, pure, tranquil heart and a calm and peaceful mind, organized mind. And between, the choices, really, this is the impulse to act, and this is the action, fire to earth. And that's what we always talk about on this channel, is fire to earth. So this is very significant. This is your ability to take action and control your behaviors. The beliefs, this is just air. These things really don't have a hold on you. Whatever this Eight of Swords is for you, this blockage, it's not a real physical thing chaining you down to a chair. It's a mental thing, okay? It's air, right? It's bars of a prison, but they're not real. They're holograms, right? It's just thought, okay? And this connection, this is a spiritual circuit of creation, fire to earth, allows you to make the decisions. You can override the air energy anytime you want. You can override what you think you know about yourself and the world. It's cognitive dissonance. It's just like, even though I'm holding this belief in my mind and it's a crystallized belief that I feel is fact, you can still act contrary to that. And it might throw you for a loop, right? But you do have that power, and that's what the Two of Wands is representing. You always have a choice. Willpower can always override, and it's not always easy, but it can override what we think we know and what we believe, right? Those crystallized beliefs that we have. Anyway, we're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around for that, there's a link up here. There's a link in the end of the video, and there's one down in the video description. New readings for Aquarius every Thursday and Sunday, but I am here every day. You can come back and see me again tomorrow. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. And leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you, and I love you, and we're all in this together.